YouTubers, how are you? My name is Monica Bodierski. If you're new to this channel, I am the artist and author of the Shadowland Tarot and the House of Shadows Lenormand, now in its 5th edition. In fall, the Shadowland Lenormand will be dropping September 18th. So, what are we going to talk about today? How would you like an easy 6-card pyramid spread to answer just about everything? It's an all-purpose spread I'd love to share. Okay, let's get started. I'm going to put the graphic up here on the screen so you can see the layout of these 6 cards. It is indeed in the shape of a pyramid, and I've used it quite frequently because I find that the shape of a spread has a lot of power. Often people look past the shape. You might be familiar with the Celtic Cross or some basic 3-card, 9-card spreads that may be in a box shape. Sometimes people just peel cards off the deck. Whatever you prefer. I find, though, this particular deck is great for ascension, achievement, ambition. That's what that triangular shape is about. Starts with a strong foundation of 3 cards, has 2 cards on top of that, and then a top card. Now, you can use this spread many different ways. I've used it to tell people, well, how they've arrived at a certain place, because sometimes people go, how did I get here? And I tell them how they got there. Then we walk back down that pyramid, and the advice is inherent in those cards, so they can see how to maybe identify the area that things didn't quite go the way they'd planned. Also, I've used it for predicting outcomes. When people have asked me, what is this going to lead to? Somehow that shape of a base, mid-stage, and peak is really significant and powerful. It gives us that visual, it has that energy, it is an element sign. All 4 elements use the triangle. Without a line through it, it's the fire sign. So, very energetic all around. Let's get started. The example I have up here has 6 Lenormand cards, and we'll start by reading the bottom line or the foundation of the situation. I pulled these cards for someone, actually, who asked me, indeed, what I just mentioned previously. How did I end up here? This is not where I wanted to be. How did I get here? And let's look at the bottom 3 cards. If you have your own cards you want to try, give it a try. Start by laying out all 6 of your cards face down and just turn over the bottom row first, the bottom 3 cards. So, I happen to have the cards here as well while you're looking at that graphic, and we had the garden card, the brooms card, and the fish card. Now, reading those together, I would say that, well, this is how it began. You were socializing, you had quite a strong network, you were hanging out with some hippie friends, and then you decided perhaps it was time to straighten things out a little bit, clean out some of your old habits, maybe people you no longer thought were part of your current mood, or just that you outgrew one another. And then you thought, time to get on the old suit and tie and get a job here or get serious. This card's about business and business connection. So that looked like a very clear kind of a path. I don't see anything particularly negative in that path. We're just looking at this neutrally for now. If you look at the second row, we had the clouds and then the anchor cards. And I would read that as the next level up as well as left to right, saying, well, then after you went into business or got that serious job or started to network in a very professional sense, it seems it kind of created a fair bit of anxiety and a bit of confusion for you. The Clouds card in Lenormand is definitely about that confusion. Now, you may notice my character has an umbrella, so it may not be too severe. Nonetheless, those are not happy-looking clouds, and this is not a great situation. Which leads to maybe clinginess. Now, the anchor is about security and can be read as a very positive kind of a card in the context of the anxiety of the clouds and the confusion. I would say this has caused some kind of stagnation or an inability to pull up anchor and move forward when actually you'd kind of like to. Maybe it's providing a sense of security. Maybe it was that particular job, that had no creativity. Remember these cool hippies? We kind of exchanged those for, you got it, suits and ties. So maybe that is a sense of financial security, but just not making you very happy. And this is how, if you look at the top card in the pyramid, this is how you got to this space, which is kind of a card not only of grieving, perhaps of mourning, but truly it's your cross to bear. It's not enjoyable. It's not a fun thing to do, but yeah, drag it around with you anyway, saying it is my lot in life. I don't seem to have a choice here. This is how I've ended up. Now I got to drag this thing around and pretend that I have faith. And that's not the case. So, not a happy situation. How could I tell that? Clearly by the top card. If it would have been a really happy card and someone said, how did I get here? I'm not happy, yet that card is indicating something very positive, I would say let's look at the other cards and see where things are not sitting with you. Because sometimes a positive card is, well, not what you're looking for. It could have indicated financial security or wealth or luck with the clover card, but that's not what the person's looking for. So how do we take care of this then? The advice is in those cards. Go back and take a look at the cards carefully. Say, well, how do I fix it? Well, what did you clear out maybe with the brooms card? You didn't need to. Did you need to clear it out at all? Maybe these were your peeps after all. Maybe it's just the wrong business opportunity, but you made the right choice. So, what about security? Ask about security. How do you feel about that? Is it the people or is it the finances? And do you really need to drag this cross around? Can you quit? Can you go back and just reassess the whole thing? Because that is the advice. Reassess the situation. This pyramid really is helpful in predicting outcomes as well, as I mentioned previously. If someone were to ask me, is this the right job? Am I doing the right thing? I'd say, not so much. You're going to feel like it's a burden, and you're going to feel obliged to drag that around. So before you get into this job or situation or accept the offer, look at it really carefully. So you see there's a lot of flexibility in using this spread. I hope you give it a try. Enjoy playing around with it. You can use tarot cards. You can use your oracle cards. I use all sorts of different types of cards, even together, and do a double pyramid by laying cards on top of one another. I don't know. Come up with your own shapes. Play around with spreads and see what works for you. Thanks everyone for joining me. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Leave your comments. What kinds of spreads do you use? Let's get a conversation going. Do you have favorites? Are you a single card person? Or do you really stay loyal to one particular type of spread? Let's share a little bit. Also, hit the notification button so you know when I may accidentally drop this the night before Sunday morning. And also, IGTV if you want some free readings during the week. Okay, everyone, thanks so much again for watching. Have yourselves a wonderful week and try out that spread. I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.